All right. Are you gonna read the question?
Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
and thank you for participating in our alumni spotlight interview for us to find out about your career. So could you give us your name and the year that you graduated from Southwestern, please?
My name is Joey Wildasin, and I graduated in 2009.
Okay. And what is your job title? Who's your employer? And how long have you worked in your current capacity?
So my job is I'm a financial advisor at Element Wealth Advisors here in Hanover, Pennsylvania. So we used to be another firm. It was Barrick Insurance and Barrick Financial. So recently got acquired Element Wealth. But overall, been here about 7 years or so.
Okay. And could you talk a little bit about your career path and how you got to be where you are right now?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. When I was in school and then when I got out, what I wanted to do is enter into kind of like a sports management position in the golf field. So I was a decent golfer, so I went to become a golf professional at a local club and was doing that for a while, and then kind of realized I wanted to make a career change. So I would say a few years into that, I would say 5 years into being a pro or at a course, switched over and started becoming a financial advisor, just the same way to kind of help people. And at the golf course, I kind of just met the right people, if you will, and kind of built the kind of relationships that kind of led me into this path. So kind of credit goes to that, meeting the right people and coming into this position. So.
And honestly, that's something that we've been hearing very frequently in these interviews is making connections with people. You know, that helps you within your profession and maybe getting certain job opportunities. And it really does come down to who you know. So,
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So can you talk a little bit about like your job and maybe what kind of people would be well suited for this kind of profession?
So in finance, there's so many different avenues you can take. The avenue that I have is with as a financial advisor is one, you know, you have to be kind of good with people and want to be engaging and meet with new people. Depending on where you go or, you know, what firm you're at, you know, you kind of have to have pay as a structure. You got to negotiate as far as, you know, are you going to be, you know, only get paid for what you sell or the clients that you have, or, you know, negotiate a salary. So it's not like a typical, hey, here's what we're going to pay you and there you go. It's more relational. You build the relationships, build your book of business, and then, you know, you'll divvy out your income from that point. So that's kind of the biggest thing whenever we look at building onto our team. Is this individual good at, you know, developing relationships? Are they going to be okay being a commission only or just make fees? Can they survive, or how long will it take for them to build the income that they need? So that's what we look at the biggest, is relation and pay.
Okay. So what kind of education or training does someone need to go into this area?
So, which is interesting. I mean, any college education, you know, bachelor's would help, even associates. There's not a set defined of what you need. Once you enter the field, it's kind of on the field training. So you're going to get your licenses, whether it's insurance or it's in the financial field, through a securities exam. So you're going to do all the required classes for that to take an exam to pass it. Once you pass it, then you're officially at the title of insurance agent or you know, financial advisor, and then it's always continuing education through the companies that you work for. So it kind of never ends, and that's sometimes daunting. I always thought I'm kind of done with it. I really don't want to do any more education, you know, once I get out of school. But you find it's like you never want to stop learning. It's especially when you enter something that you enjoy and you enjoy helping people. It's, you want to know as much as you possibly can, and the continuing education is just like, yeah, can't wait to do it.
So what is your education background?
So when I left high school, I went to YTI Career Institute, and kind of the only reason I went there is they had a golf course management program, which in real terms, it's a specialized business degree is what I got. So then from there, made my connections to get into the golf industry. And so that's what it was kind of around, more of business management and sports management. So did that. And then after I decided I was going to leave the industry, I went straight into insurance and then financial planning. So then I would go through all my steps of becoming licensed and do my continuing education, and our Series 65 exam is what I have for an investment advisor.
What would a typical day be like for you?
So a typical day is, I always try to get in early anyways and kind of plan out my day, write a list down of everything that I'm doing. As far as most of the time, it's dealing with clients that I already have on regular reviews, giving them a call, say, hey, here's what's going on in the market. Here's what we should be probably doing, setting up through your retirement plans. We do a lot of retirement planning for people. Within our organization, we have an insurance agency, which we have about 14 locations in Pennsylvania and Virginia. So there's kind of an endless supply of clients that we have that are like, hey, we're touching on them on a daily basis, saying, we can help you with this, help you with that. So it's kind of prospecting and at the same time nurturing the clients that we have.
And we did talk that you're out of the 16 national career clusters, you're following in the finance area, which certainly makes sense. What do you think is the best part of your job? What do you like the most about it?
What I love the most is the people. I'm just kind of a socialite in itself. If you lock me in a room, I'll go crazy. So I always got to, see people, meet with people, and just engage in conversation is really what I enjoy the most. And then once the relationship is built and the trust is built, it's kind of, I would say it's kind of easy from that point on. It's like, we'll take care of you, no problem. And just, okay, how was your day? It's like, what are you up to? I enjoy that probably the most. And in this business, it's when you can sit with somebody one-on-one. Yeah, it's great.
And how about what you find the most challenging aspect of your job?
So it's funny, it goes hand in hand. So I enjoy meeting with people and building that relationship and building the trust. The most challenging part is building the trust, right? So somebody who's already a client on the insurance side, that like, hey, I have my auto and homeowners, and here I come in going, hey, I'm an investment advisor and I can help you with your 401k or 403b or do all this other stuff. And they're like, I don't know who you are. It's like, well, I'm part of the firm. So it's just kind of building that trust is challenging. I find it rewarding once you finally get to it. It's like, oh yeah, this does make sense. And oh, he's a good guy. Like, okay, great. No problem. Let's move on. So that's challenging.
So we've talked a little bit about how this isn't the only thing that you're doing, that you also are continuing to be involved with golf. Could you talk a little bit about that as well?
Yes. So when I left the golf industry to come into here, I had kind of a base of clients that would still get lessons from me. So I still do lessons at my old club. They keep calling me, which is fine, no problem. It's always kind of a nice little break to get out of the office and do lessons. I help out at the YMCA to give golf lessons over there a couple of days a week as well. And more importantly, I would say that is like one of my favorite things is coaching at Southwestern. So I've been the head coach of Southwestern golf team for 9 years. Next year will be 10. So kind of building up the program, dealing with the kids on a regular basis and watching them grow as golfers, individuals, and as students is very, very rewarding. I also help out with the wrestling team as well, as I have a little background in that. So yeah, I just think that's so important. I get a lot out of it. It's very rewarding. And so, yeah.
Oh, that's great. We do appreciate your time too, that you spend here, and the connections that you've continued to foster. And you do have another connection here at the school, in that your wife works here. So that's fantastic. So
I always tell my golfers, I always have an eye on you somewhere along the line. I know what's happening in there.
Yes, true. So what suggestions do you have for students who might want to go into this profession?
Suggestions, I would say, is internship, find out what it's about. A lot of the companies or financial advisors would love to show you exactly what they do. You know, they understand, like me, it's like, hey, you know, there's a bunch of kids that are coming into this profession that we kind of see it on a negative side. You know, they might get thrown into something that it's like, whoa, I don't want to do that at all. It's straight commission. I get no help. There's a lot of advisors who want to help people and go, hey, you can become a good advisor, but this is what it entails. You know, this is kind of the path that you should probably move forward. There's a lot of really good advisors out there, especially in our area. So take an internship, see what it's about before you dive all in and spend all your money after you graduate. It's eye-opening, but it's rewarding.
So you did say that they should probably pursue some type of degree, bachelor's
Yes.
degree
Yep.
in finance, something business related.
Yeah, it's that would help you tremendously. I would say business for sure. Finance degree is even better. But a lot of times what we find is somebody who is in the finance degree, you know, they have it, they understand it completely. And then once it's totally understood, they're struggling to get it through to the clients because they have so much knowledge in here. So it's like, get the internship, see how it works when you're dealing with people, build the relationships, and then everything else will kind of flow after that. So both very good. Real world experience is always the best, in my opinion.
And, you know, I know you've talked about building the relationships with the clients. So how, like, I've seen you at chamber functions, that kind of thing. And so you're involved in other organizations to try to make those connections with people as well?
Oh yeah, anytime you get a chance to do some volunteer work, absolutely. I always try to do that as much as I possibly can. Knock on wood, with 3 kids and a wife, I do as much as I can to get away. But the chamber events, like you said, I think, especially if you're going to be involved in the community when you want to deal with business people, that is so huge because, you know, business people love to deal with the chamber because they want to deal with business people. So it's just, you know, always try to insert yourself in that realm, and good things will always happen. It's relationships aren't built in a day, but you know, even if you look long term, 10 years from now, it's unbelievable what it can do for your career.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with our students, or any other kind of advice that you have for them?
Probably the biggest advice that I would say that I've learned is that when I was in school, in high school, I just kind of had it in my head. I knew exactly what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I knew I was going to be a golf professional, and nobody was going to kind of sway me from that. Little did I know that I was like, I don't know if it's for me. So there might have been opportunities that I might have missed, or I wasn't really open-minded to different career paths. And so what I would say is kind of like internships or seeing different things. Don't be opposed to going out and trying something new, or seeing a different business, or meeting business owners. Say, oh, that's interesting. It's sometimes you get locked into one thing and you'll find out real quick. It's like, that might not be for me. And you wasted a lot of time and energy. You know, keep your options open, and good things will happen. You're building the right relationships.
That's very good advice. So, there's the bell.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
either the phone or the bell or something happening.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly do appreciate your time, and wish you well in your profession, and appreciate so much your all you do for Southwestern High School, and the continued connections that you have here. And just want you to know we're very proud of you too.
Oh, thank you very much, and happy and glad that you're doing what you're doing, because you're doing good things for the kids. And as always, if anything ever comes up, don't hesitate to ever reach out. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. That's for anybody.
Thank you. So even like shadowing, you would allow that, or I could reach out to
Absolutely.
you? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
very
great.
good. Very good. Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
All right.